Hey everybody, Tony D with another hot take. I know little Joan is not in the room. Sorry, no little Joan tonight. She is wiped out after walkies. Finally got some walkies in. It was still 90 degrees, but you know, she was walking and walking and walking, and now she's crashed out on the couch and totally exhausted and totally quiet. Ah. Um, I wanted to just do some follow up on Antifa and do my Antifa video since you guys seem to be loving it. But it's pretty much over. It looks like things are finally starting to calm down in Portland. Um, the feds have agreed to some sort of deal where they're going to eventually leave. Now, I wanted to give a shout out to USA Today because they did a fact check. Federal agents in Portland are not mercenaries provided by Eric Prince. Thank you, USA Today, because in this terrible time of media where people say so many outlandish things, you actually said something not sensible and not outlandish. So thank you for that. I wanted to also check on the Seattle situation. Um, yeah, it looks like Jenny Mayor Jenny is going to be recalled, or there's going to be an attempted recall. Um, and they're still having problems out in Seattle, which I'll get to in a minute. But the big question is, are the feds leaving Portland? Have they surrendered the courthouse to the Antifa rioters? No, no. Uh, the acting Homeland Security Secretary Chad Wolf was just on Fox saying that federal agents won't leave Portland until the courthouse at the center of the rioting is safe and secure. Did you expect anything else? I mean, seriously, did you expect them to just leave the courthouse and let a bunch of college students burn it to the ground? Because that's exactly what would happen. Okay? And Ted Wheeler couldn't stop him. I'll tell you right now, Ted Wheeler might think he could say, "Oh, come on, guys, we won." That wouldn't stop them. Wouldn't stop them. You could put all the cops in there too to protect it. Wouldn't stop them. Tim Pool has a really good video on this, breaking down some of the. He calls it a surrender by Portland. That basically Portland lost, and yeah, I mean that's basically it. They buckled under the federal government, like anything else would happen. I mean, do you think any city in the United States goes up against the federal government of the United States? I mean, do you have any idea the amount of money the federal government pumps into cities and states? Do you think they want to lose even a dollar of that money? These people can't put their budgets together. Philadelphia borrows money every year to keep their school system open. Every single year, the city of Philadelphia is like, "Oh, we got all these great things going, but we don't have enough money for our schools for some reason." Oh, maybe it's because you build like plazas for businesses in the middle of City Hall and come up with all these wacky projects, and then you don't even fund your own freaking schools because you can just go to the state and say, "Oh, we came up like $2 billion short. Can you give us some money, dude?" And if the state comes up short, they'll just go, "Oh man, federal government, like all the cities really, I'm really tapped out. Can you give us some money, dude?" I mean, that's what all these people do all day long. So, and really, again, it's a federal courthouse. We're just stealing money from ourselves to let people burn it to the ground. Those Antifa idiots understood that they're burning down their own courthouse. It's not a federal courthouse. It's our courthouse. It's everyone's courthouse. It's the United States courthouse. It's ours. And you're burning it down. Now, libertarians, we're not too big on public property. We'd prefer a system in which, the feds wouldn't have a permanent seat at all anywhere. They'd have to come into a town and rent some buildings in order to do whatever they needed to do. And, and it would be an exceedingly rare event. But you don't listen to us libertarians. You do everything ass backwards. So this is what you get. I mean, if you have a federal government, you have federal property, you got to protect it. I mean, you would call the federal government incompetent if they let people burn federal property to the ground, and that included the statues too. So yeah. And meanwhile, over in Seattle, so city council is debating defunding the police. Um, Seattle mayor says U.S. agents have demobilized and left the city. Yeah, on the same day, I believe, and Tim Pool points this out too, that Mayor Jenny said, "Oh, I guess it was yesterday." She said Trump's just practicing for martial law. He doesn't need to practice for martial law. First off, because the way Trump operates, he just outsources it because that's for being a business executive. We got to do X. Okay, hire the guys to do X. That's the way it works. If you need construction, oh, we need construction. Oh, okay, hire the construction guys. Get them in here. I mean, that's all he does. That's all he's ever done. He's the boss. So, I don't expect what you. It's like these people don't even know basic civics or basic anything. But the thing I wanted to talk about in Seattle was protesters are now going to the houses of city council member and Mayor Jenny, and they're spray painting stuff. Oh man, I wish I had the article pulled up. I forgot to pull it up. This was like from a day ago. Let's see if I can find it real quick. But basically, let's try it last 24 hours. There was, so they're going to recall her or attempt to. But there was, I can't find it. So they would go to the city council member's house and Mayor Jenny's house and write things like resign, B word. I forget the other things they wrote, but they wrote some sort of mildly threatening things kind of thing. And what you have to understand is, first you got Mayor Jenny, who supported the Chaz. Then you got the city council people who are to the left of her. And they're demanding, because these people don't fully support a 50% defunding of the police, they're open to defunding. They want to discuss it. Nope. The rioters are like, no, we're not discussing it. We're showing up at your house. We're going to vandalize it, and we're going to shout at you until you meet our demands. That's the plan, anyway. Good luck with that. Mayor Jenny would be a fool to capitulate to you. And in fact, she should have turned this boat around and sent the cops to stomp you. Because you shouldn't be rioting in the streets. And instead, she's created a mess of a situation. So now she's got them opening, basically threatening her. It would be amazing if the Antifa idiots and their protesting BLM buddies had just worked the process. If they just banded together, marched peacefully, and complained like they do on Twitter, complain to their local representatives and complain and, field their own candidates and do the system. I mean, they've got support. They could have won politically, especially in Seattle and Portland. But they're so stupid they don't do that. Even in Minneapolis, they could have done it. I mean, look at the situation they're in now. They've got 50% defunded police and, a bunch of left-wing idiots running their city into the ground. Oh, by the way, with, their own private security, because they need security. Nobody else does, apparently. They're talking about hiring security guards for the school. That sounds like a great plan. And now I'm hearing about reports of people having to patrol their own neighborhoods with guns in order to maintain order and keep out the crime. Oh, that's working out super good, isn't it? Maybe Mayor Jenny's not that stupid. Maybe Mayor Jenny is finally getting on board. Oh, geez, I guess we do need cops.